I came home from lunch and was surprised by a couple of things on my bench. I thought I'd do a super fast update because it's always exciting when I get flowers. So this actually wasn't a huge surprise. I've been watching this bud, my little miniature rose. This is Oh So Easy Hot Paprika, and I've had in this little pot. This is a cutting. And looks like, yeah, it's rooting in the pot as I wanted to escape root. But yeah, love this little flower. It's this yellow, orange to red, kind of pinkish too. I mean, it's all those colors really. It's an interesting color. I love it. So also, oh so easy hot paprika. And just did a video on this one, but love it when my little cotoneaster flowers. And yeah, it didn't flower last year, I know, or the year before. So actually, it was flowering, I think, right when I bought it, maybe. But I haven't seen these flowers for a while. And this is not really escape rooting. So that's fun. And you know, after the spring flowers, I like having these roses because they flower next. So just as the spring is leaving, summer flowers come, or early summer flowers. Right now it's June 5th, I think, early June. Here's my Yurihime Japanese maple, and it grew really well this year, even after a repot into this tiny pot. It's really going, and I'm gonna prune this one soon. But I love the leaf color of this one and the size. Just really a big fan of this cultivar, and I am gonna try. We'll see. And if I'm not successful, I'm not successful. But I have so many extensions. It's gonna be hard to throw them away. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to try and root some of these and propagate this one to create more. But I know too, I haven't lifted it up in a week or two, but this one, it's actually hard to do this with the camera up to my face. Definitely don't want to drop my tree. This one, this guy is really escape rooting, which I think helped, you know, with this, make this top nice and vigorous. So he's doing great. Put him down. Oh, shaky camera maybe. This is tough. Okay. And then here's what surprised me. I didn't even see this coming. I thought this is a long ways off from flowering. This is my Delosperma. And when I saw this in the nursery the first time, I remember I hadn't ever seen a Delosperma. It just blew my mind. I love these flowers. Such cool colors. This is Jewel of Desert Sandstone or Sunstone. Jewel of Desert Sunstone, I believe. I think I have that right. I'll correct it on the screen if it's not right. But I think it's a smaller Delosperma, because actually I went to California and saw some larger ones of these, and I've seen some larger ones since in the nursery, but this one's kind of small. I've had it in this pot for a couple years. But yeah, the first year it just continued to flower for months. The flowers aren't super long-lived, but it just puts more and more out. So super cool companion plant. And a succulent too. That's another video I want to do, is succulents for bonsai. Because there's some nice aspects about succulents. Mainly, you don't have to worry as much about them drying out. If they dry out, good chance they're not going to die. So that was a nice surprise. And let's see, this was going to be a short update, but I'll show a couple more things I've been enjoying lately. New growth on my western hemlock. It was a little bit brighter. The difference between the old and new was a little more apparent. Maybe it's washed out in the sun. But the new growths are this lighter green, and they come out kind of as a rosette looking type thing, actually. Just kind of neat. So yeah, it's doing really well. It transplanted really well. I think it's fully recovered, and I might end up repotting it because I might want this pot for another tree, and I'll go ahead and walk over, and that'll be my final update for this intended short update. Walk over to my ground growing place where I used to grow vegetables, but this elm tree is kind of more and more it's shading my yard, and it used to upset me, but you know what, I'll just roll with it. And Japanese maples don't mind a little bit of shade, really, so, and they're the trees I really think I'll get more of if I do get more bonsai in the future, so I'm just gonna roll with it. This is a collected Douglas fir, and I'm not gonna get a good shot of the trunk. Maybe I'll try. It's in the ground, so it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, it's in shadow too. But goodness, yeah, I'm not seeing much. Anyway, the point of this, why this is exciting to me, is because I collected this at least 2 seasons ago, maybe 3. It's funny how I just forget. That's why I have my inventory to remind me when I get plants and what's happening to them. But this is definitely the spring when it's put on the most growth, so I think it's definitely fully recovered from the collect. And I have actually styled in the ground. I haven't disturbed the roots for 2 or 3 years at all since I collected it. I just stuck it right here, and it grew last season, but this season it's definitely just taken off. I think he's fully past collection shock, whatever, adjusted. And I've styled the branches, I pruned it a little bit, and again, this video won't do it justice, and it's just hard for me to get down in there to show the trunk, which is at least 2 inches. So pretty nice short tree, and 2 inches in size. But I'm excited about this one because I'm going to next spring. I think I will move this to a pot, and then I'll have to adjust again. But I think it can definitely handle a repotting again, based on this really strong. All this is just new, this lighter green growth. So pretty exciting. And we've had some cold weather, but it is on its way out. There's like a heat dome coming to the southwestern United States, and we're gonna be on the edge of that heat dome. So we're had highs in the 60s, and I think the high today is around 70, and then by the weekend we're gonna be up in like the 80s. It's kind of abruptly. So I hope the trees don't stop growing. I want them to keep growing. Everybody's growing really well. It's just been kind of cool, but warm enough. Cool at night, I guess, but warm enough during the day that the maples are still growing, the larch is growing, and everything seems to be growing maybe a little more than it did last year, actually. I think it's just been really good conditions. And yeah, so much for my quick update. It turned into maybe a 10-minute update, but really excited to see those flowers today. All right, I'm signing off. Gotta go back to work.